Hello, my name's Tom. How you guys doing? I just had a brain blast that I would like to share with you guys. There's been something that I've been wanting to explain, have not been able to simplify or explain, but it's been on the tip of my tongue for months now. And I think I finally pieced it together into like a graphical representation of something. So what this is we're going to draw a graph of something. What I'm specifically talking about is why technology can be so addictive, or any other thing. But it's specifically speaking, like, how does technology work, and how does dopamine work, and how does like why do we get caught in a trap, and how, like, basically all that stuff. I feel like I just figured out a way to graph it, and put in all the little concepts and details into one graph. So the first thing to acknowledge is we're gonna have this axis over here. So hold on, let me see this. How do we do this? Like that? Yeah. Oh, whoops. Well, anyways, so this one's activation energy. This axis. Hold on. I'm going to do this, and this, and do this. Nice. Alright, activation energy. And then dopamine. Okay. And what we kind of know about this is, like, this is going to be your high effort, low reward. So like we kind of know this chart. So this is going to be your high effort, high reward section. You're going to have your low effort for high reward section here. And then you're going to have your low effort for low reward section here. Okay, so this is like the basics. But now we're gonna take this and we're gonna like ramp it up. So I'm gonna delete these, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna graph a few things. So something that I would call an activity up here, like I'm gonna actually draw four points. So, and then we're gonna use these as like examples of activities. Okay, for me personally, because that's how I relate to things. So for a low activation energy, for low dopamine activity, there's do nothing. So this is like also like stare at a wall. You could do that. Something like that, stare at the sky, something like that. Might give you some dopamine. I'm going to kind of ignore that. Essentially, when I go outside and I just sit and literally do nothing, boredom hits me, all that kind of stuff. That's over there in that corner. Over here is like compulsive tech use, smartphone use, yada yada. So like, let's do like an example like YouTube. YouTube, how do you call this? YouTube watching. We'll just call it YouTube for now. Or you could put something like video games, enjoyable video game, right? It doesn't take much activation energy to do, and it gives a lot of dopamine. Over here we have something like tennis for me personally. So I love tennis a lot. When I go and play, it's just a lot of fun. Even though it technically requires high activation energy, I can just go and play it because I subjectively love it. And then over here are swimmers. So what are swimmers? So this is like exercise we don't enjoy. This is stuff like swimmers is where you lie on your chest and then you do like this, like, I don't know, this like elbows, and like your legs have to move and you have to move your body like this, and it's like every time I do it I feel like beyond hopeless and I hate it. And so that's like a high activation energy, but it doesn't give me a lot of dopamine. Like even after I'm done doing it, I'm just like, oh my god, thank god that's over, kind of a feeling. So that's an activity like that. So what I have discovered in trying to explain this thing is I can like draw the line of effort as like a dotted line like this. Okay? So like our brain, like if our brains are at like a normal level, how do we call it, like normal? Like a like your average level of dopamine, then the dotted line is going to fall somewhere here. And so like it doesn't take much effort for me to do this. It doesn't take much effort for me to do this. It does not take much effort for me to do this. But it does take a lot of effort for me to do this, right? But what we also know is that if we get addicted to technology, what ends up happening is we get trapped in a place where we can only do low effort for low reward things, that sort of thing. And so that is done through the process of downregulation. So if we spend lots and lots of months on technology or some other addicting thing, what ends up happening is that line shifts over here. Okay, so it like moves down. So I'm going to draw an arrow here. So this is like downregulation. So I'm going to downregulation. Okay. And so what this means is that now, this is like, this just like, it finally clicked because I was trying to explain this for so long, is that now, like the idea is that if you want to move this line, this takes effort. Like to do something in the other realm, you have to like put in effort to do that thing. So if I'm at this dotted line here right now and I want to do swimmers, I have to put in like a bunch of effort to do the swimmers, right? Like this here is effort, right? And so what happens when we have when we have our dopamine circuits down regulated is that now it literally takes effort to like sit down and not look at a screen. It like takes effort. I don't know. It's fascinating. And I've always known that, but I've never known a way to explain it. But now I feel like I finally found a way to explain it. And so this is like the line of effort. So now it actually takes effort to do nothing, which is like, anyway, there you go. So this was something that came to me and I wanted to share it. I think it's really cool. And yeah, there you go. GG.